Hey everybody, welcome back to Attraction Marketing for Social Media. We are now on Unit 3, which is using Facebook Live. This is such a powerful tool, guys. Can't wait to show you this information.
We told you we were going to get to this. Remember that 2 billion people that are on Facebook? And
they
how
like video.
Powerful video is. How many hours was that? Oh my gosh.
I don't know. We've got the statistic. Yeah, it's just crazy.
So let's talk about why you need to use Facebook Lives and why you personally need to be doing them, okay? First of all, Facebook loves live video. Remember the algorithms that we've been talking about in the previous parts of this modules, these Facebook teachings. 1 minute of video is equal to more than 1,000 written words.
Wow.
And so could you imagine how long it's going to sit there to take for you to type out 1,000 words? And yet only about 10% of your Facebook friends see your written posts. Did you know that? 10%.
Only 10%.
That's crazy. So if you have 500 friends, what's 10% of 500?
You would have to throw a math question at me. 50.
50.
Got it.
And that's if they're even really paying attention to you, right? So 50 people out of 500 are even seeing your written posts. But if you do video on top of that, that jumps up to 30%.
3 times as many.
Yeah, that's huge.
Powerful.
Yeah, and I love this bottom bullet point here, by the way, guys. People that you will have never thought to call that have either been friends with you or are friends of your friends will see you go live on Facebook and they'll watch your content and they would have never even come across your mind without you doing that Facebook Live.
Yeah, especially if you're using your mobile device to get onto Facebook. At the very top where you've got people in their stories, the ones that are live, it'll have a little red moniker that says live. I click on people who I don't even know when they're live, and people will do the same for you. And usually within the first 30 seconds to a minute, whether they engage you and they're really feeling you, they'll sit and watch the entire thing and even comment it all the way through. So live is super powerful, guys.
It's all about that attraction marketing and branding yourself. People will start to learn who you truly are in live Facebook.
Yep.
So live Facebook ideas, where do you get them? Because that's one of the biggest problems a lot of people have. It's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to talk about? And what if I don't remember what I'm going to talk about? And oh my gosh, I'm going to suck and I'm not going to, I'm going to be staring at the camera and people are going to be laughing at me. We start telling ourselves all kinds of crazy, crazy stories, guys. But really for Facebook Live, there's ideas all around you, okay? So first of all, you want to use the same content as what you put in the top part of the live video. So the intro of the live video, we want to stay on task there, right? You want to keep a list in your phone of future topics. So I keep a list in my phone, but I also keep a list on my computer. As I'm going through Facebook on a daily basis, you know, as my tool, if I see something that somebody else posts that just really hits me and really connects with me, I'll copy it. I will actually save the picture. I'll create my own post around the picture, but I'll save that picture for a Facebook post or live topic at a later time. So I have those lists on my phone and I have them on my computer. Do you want to talk about the rip off and duplicate?
Yeah, so rip off and duplicate is encouraged on Facebook. So if you see somebody that posts something that you really like, take a screenshot of it. This is something I do all the time because I don't type nearly as fast as Marci does. But I use Evernote all the time when I do want to sit there and use my thumbs to text out and write notes to myself in Evernote. But I like taking screenshots on my camera or on my phone using the camera and also on the computer when I see something I like. Want to see something that inspires me, see something, and it just maybe a quote. And we just did a video when we were at Elite Academy in Anaheim. It was this night of the 70s party, and there was a quote that said, show me the last time you were uncomfortable, and I'll show you the last time you grew. That quote stuck with me, and I did a video on it that night. So ripping off and duplicating is giving you permission to borrow other people's ideas and concepts, make them your own, and go live with it.
How about this? How about books that you're reading?
Yeah.
When you're learning something, the best way to really retain it is then to turn around and teach it, right? And so this can be your Facebook Live topic. Pick something that you're learning right now and decide to do a Facebook Live on it to help someone else understand maybe why they should read this book too and what it could do in their life. So that's another topic. How about going back 10, 15, 20 years,
ago.
what
Not just
would,
on Thursdays.
right? No, every day. What would be your best advice to yourself? That's another topic, right? Oh my gosh, that could be, you could actually do it in decades. What you would tell yourself for your teenage years, what you would tell yourself for your 20s, what you would tell yourself for your 30s. You know, as you get older, we gain more wisdom. And so those are more Facebook Live topics.
I think I'm going to go on live and go 10 reasons not to have a mullet.
You did have
I had a Joe Dirt mullet.
A really good mullet.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing that you can do is you can actually put out there as you're written, you know, one of your 10 posts that you're going to do in a week that is about your lifestyle. You can actually ask questions as well. Ask questions around different topics, first of all, that you're curious about, but also that you think that the people that are in your prospect list might be curious about. So you can ask these questions and then see what types of responses you get, and use that as a Facebook Live for either a teaching moment or an experience in you learning this information. How about, you know, questions like, what is the best part about owning your own business? Or what is the most challenging aspect of being a parent? Oh my gosh. I'm afraid that if I did that one, that would be like a couple hours long minimum. Okay, off of that topic there, but right, we don't want to go into anything negative. We want to be positive about everything.
And there's positive side to parenthood.
Oh gosh, yes.
It'd just be a shorter video.
Just make sure though that everything that you're putting out there is positive. Help people see the positive side of negative situations sometimes. That's a great Facebook Live opportunity.
Yeah, in all seriousness, about the parental thing, there's obviously many things positives, and there would be very long videos on the positive side of it. But what Marci was saying and addressing is when you're talking, you can have a very positive video about being vulnerable with a negative experience, and it just gives you relatability and connectivity with people who know what you're going through. Relatability is one of the most powerful resources you can use in Facebook Live video. Be relatable to people, and people to feel your pain or celebrate with you or learn the lesson you're learning while you're learning. It's a great tool.
Keep in mind who your audience is too, okay? Talk about your passions, talk about your experiences, your talents, your lessons, and your struggles, but keep in mind your audience. So these groups that you've joined and you're participating in, think about what they might want to see from you as well. A good way to do this too is, remember, history is a great teacher as long as we let it teach us the lessons we need to know. One of the lessons that you can learn from your history of doing Facebook Lives is which of your lives got more traction. How many or more views or more comments
or likes,
more
or
shares, right? So you can go back, once you start doing your Facebook Lives, you can start watching those and you can see what type of topics that your specific audience really relate to.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Then go and learn more about those topics. This is good. You go through that and then we'll show them.
So how do I do it? Well, first of all, before you go live, you want to turn off your notifications, because you don't want somebody calling you in the middle of a Facebook Live, because it'll kick you out if you've ever been that. I learned the hard way many times. Turn off your notifications. Maybe go on Do Not Disturb on your phone, or if you're doing it from your computer, do the same thing if they're connected, like we have Mac products and Apple products, and they're all connected. But when you're doing it, make sure that you turn off all distractions too. Have a good connection. We just had this, we ran into this problem with Wi-Fi in Mexico. Trying to find a good Wi-Fi connection, trying to have a good sound source, trying to be in an area where you have where no background noise. It's very important. And then when you go live, to open your video camera. So when you're on, whether you do it on your phone, you want to make sure you're doing it properly and understand how to do the mechanics of it. And as Marci says here, you can do it privately by practicing, by choosing only me, who is the person who's watching it, only you. So you're not broadcasting to the world and making mistakes.
Well, that's a good way to practice. But I would say, you know what, sometimes it's just better just to go live, because that makes you really relatable, because everybody's going to have butterflies and be scared the first time that they go to push that go live button. It's scary. And so if you show that, share that with the world, your vulnerability, people will love you.
Yes.
They will love you, and they will be so attracted to you. But if you feel like you really need to practice, you can practice. And then when you get done, I challenge you, just hit the share, because you can share it publicly after you've privately recorded it. But what I have to tell you is that if you do it that way, you're missing out on interacting. With the people that are watching. And that's where you're going to get a lot of your views from, is the people that see value in it, the interaction you have back and forth, and the sharing of it. Definitely.
Right. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So lighting and sound needs to be really good. So right now we have a nice big ring light. Oh, I wish I would have had it'll be on Pro Tips. We'll show you all kinds of good stuff on the Pro Tips, the last edition of the social media
the last unit in this segment.
Yeah, definitely. We'll show you all kinds of great things, including, we've got this really cool
blue snowball mic
that we're talking into, just to give better clarity on the sound. So just a bunch of different tips. We'll be going through that as well. So you want to make sure that you turn your camera to mirror mode so that everything looks normal.
In situations like this where I've got the jersey on, it actually
you can read it,
Life Antics rather than having it be backwards. And it's very important when whether you've got something on your shirt that is inspiring you, or something that you're behind you. A lot of times our media room, where we had our wall over here, we use hashtags. You want to make sure that people watching it aren't looking at the reverse image of what you're trying to do, so they can read it if it's something. Capitalize on that.
So, and you also want to make sure that you don't have too many distractions in the background, especially depending on your topic. If it's a really serious topic, you don't want a lot of distractions to where people are being drawn to all the movement or all the other noise or whatever, and aren't able to focus on the message that you're truly trying to share. I totally get it. Sometimes we don't get to choose when we get inspired. And so I challenge you that when you get inspired, go live anyway, because that's when you're supposed to do it. I'm a true believer that God leads us when we're supposed to be led, or when we need to do things. And so listen to that, because that'll be your highest viewed, highest valued live videos. So let's go ahead. I'm going to share my screen with you, my phone, so that we can show you exactly how to do this, okay? Because we want you to get the best value out of these videos, application-wise, okay? All right, there you go. There's my Facebook again, all right? So right up there at the top, what's on your mind? So when I click on that, that's where you would be doing a regular post, right? So as you can see, remember what I said about my prospect list? It's my go-to list on all of my videos, my posts, unless I change it. See, I can change it to public if I want to do that, which when I do my Facebook Lives, I generally go public and then go done, because Facebook Live videos get more views anyway. And so I don't have to be as focused on my prospect list, okay?
Right.
So first of all, I already have my phone on do not disturb. You can see there with the moon, if I take it off, now it's on disturb. Now here, do not disturb on until tomorrow. So you want to make sure that you go on the do not disturb. Now, we can go down and hit here, or wait, let me go back so that I can show you what I just hit, okay? So it's this part right here. If you connect or click on this area here, which is what I'm doing on my phone, it's going to open up these different options, okay? You don't see live video there, do you? So we're going to have to, I'm trying to do it on the computer, but I need to do it on my phone. So go down, find live video, select live video. You were going to do it too. So this is with my phone being straight up and down, right? This is with the vertical.
Yeah.
We want to do
go
horizontal when we do our videos, okay? Whew, what's the computer doing there? That's kind of crazy. Oh, it's because guess what? You're seeing what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Ah, that's totally crazy.
Warp.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it over to me. Oh, look at there. There we are. So what we want to make sure that you're doing, and if you can see this correctly down there at the bottom, is you want to go to the wand. See where that wand is? Now, when you're looking at this, I don't want to do some of these crazy things. There's
filters.
The filters are fun to use sometimes, but when you're doing your Facebook Live, sometimes they can be a distraction. But if you're going to do something fun and silly, it's kind of fun to do some things fun and silly. So the first one there, that 0 with a line through it, is the one that you want to push so that there's no filters. Now, the next thing that you want to mark on here is you want to go over here to the settings or the tools on the bottom right. And this is where you're going to change it right here on the left-hand side there. That's the mirroring. So see that? Now we're mirrored so that you can read everything properly. You can see everything the way that it is here around us. And then if I was going to go live, we want to go you X out. Oh, dang it. I just completely just walked us out of that. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So then we're just going to hit, see on the right-hand side here, you would just push go live and start talking. And so I'm going to stop sharing this now that you know how to set it up.
Didn't you feel like you were in a Godzilla movie?
That was so weird. That was like the weirdest thing ever. Sorry about that, guys.
But that's how easy it is, guys.
But that is the way that you do it. It is really that simple, okay? So now that we've walked you through how to do it, let's talk about how you can maximize your audience.
Yeah. And so you can provide value even if they're not buying your product. So again, it's relatability. You are the one providing value. You are the one providing content about who you are. It's again, remember this whole thing is about attraction marketing. So the more relatable to you, or the more relatable you are to them, or let me give you a tip, the more vulnerable you are, the more engagement you're going to give, the more transparent you are, the more shares you're going to have, the more relatable you are, the wider your audience, the more likes, the more comments, the more engagements, the more shares, and those are all in your favor. That's the power of live video. Sometimes it just goes viral and you were never expecting it. And especially when I watch Marci do some of these live videos where she just, her heart's on her sleeve and she's just being very vulnerable and transparent, how they go 1, 2, 3,000 views in a short matter of time, because it strikes a nerve. It hits people where they've been there. They can relate to that. So use that.
Be willing to be
vulnerable. Be willing to be vulnerable is probably the easiest way to broaden the effect and the reach of your live videos on Facebook.
Yeah, so one thing that I have not done yet is live video to sell products, okay? And I'm sure that I'll get there, but right now, I'm getting great success in attraction marketing and building my database and getting people to be aware of who I am and trusting me. So providing value to people, even if they're not buying our products, is really, really important. So you need to start with a catchy title about what you're going to be talking about. And what do we want to use? Emojis. Not only does it make it fun, right? It really kind of just gives a little bit of punch to your post that people are attracted to it, and Facebook likes emojis, right?
It's
so make
visual, sure. And it just triggers one of those algorithms on Facebook. You will get much more wider viewership and sharership because Facebook screens who sees your stuff. If it's just text with no emojis, you're going to limit who you can expose to. And when you use emojis, it's much more broader. And obviously, like Marci said, it makes it fun and engaging.
Yeah. So one of the things you have to know about live Facebook videos is that the majority of the people that will watch them are going to be replay viewers.
Right.
So don't sit there and wait for a bunch of people to get on before you start talking. Start talking right away and start off by introducing yourself, okay? Because again, most of the people that are going to watch your video are going to be people on replay and from shares of your video. And so those people that shared your video are going to have friends that don't know who you are. So it's good to start off with an introduction, who you are, where you're coming in from, what you're going to share, why you're sharing it, all that kind of good stuff to start off these live Facebook posts.
Yeah, and there's a delicate balance between engage, and you want to make sure that you engage the people that are commenting, because while you're live, capitalize on mentioning somebody by name. Hey, thank you for that comment, Robert. Or Rebecca, oh my gosh, I know exactly what you're feeling, because it makes Robert and Rebecca or anybody who you mention by name feel important, but don't get lost in that because it does nothing for the replay viewer. Because you want to walk that delicate balance between engaging your live audience and giving, like Marci said, introducing yourself for people that come in midstream, or it's a share from someone else, they don't even know who you are. Or the people, remember that more people are going to watch the replay than go live. So don't get lost in the interaction with live people, but don't minimize it either.
So you want to make sure that you have a main point and a couple bullet points to go along with that. You know, I'll have a notebook with me to help me stay on track, or we use whiteboards if we're at our house to help us maintain some flow and keep our minds where we want to go and focused with the message, right? So you might want to do that too. Notes is not a problem. Even if you lift it up and look at it while you're doing the Facebook Live, that's okay.
Yeah, it's perfectly
You
great.
don't have to be perfect. People want to know that you're real. Remember? Now, this is really important because you don't want to just jump on your phone and go live.
Pro tip.
Yes. So when you are going to do a live video, please plan on some extra time to be able to do it for most success. Number one, you want to spend 15 to 20 minutes before you go live interacting with your prospect list. interacting with those people that you want to see your live video. Because if you're interacting with them, automatically Facebook is going to put you on the forefront of their viewership. Okay, so that's really important. If you want them to see you live, you want to make sure that you go and interact with your prospect list for a 15 to 20 minutes minimum before you go live. And then after you're done, you want to go and spend about the same amount of time, minimum 15 to 20 minutes, interacting with the people that made comments or that liked or loved your post. So the way that you can do that is the people that made comments, you can obviously comment on their comment, right? Do that a couple times, and if it keeps going on, take it into a messenger, into a private message. Or you can view and see who liked or loved or went, oh, wow, at your video. And you can send them a private message and say, hey, thank you so much for watching my live Facebook video. I haven't done very many of them. Could you please tell me what you really liked? And start a conversation, start a dialogue, because that's what this is all about. You're starting to, first of all, you're growing yourself because you're going to get this interaction and this dialogue back on your live video. But they're going to become more familiar with you. They'll start looking for when you go live, and you just made them feel important. And that's what this is all about, is them. Right?
Absolutely. And take advantage of push notifications, because if you know those people that they've got their dinger on, or they've got their silent turned up and it's not silent, that every time somebody sends them a Facebook message or somebody sends them a text or they get a push notification from Facebook, it dings. Those people are the ones you want to engage with. So when they're getting push notifications and they're going in, they're engaging, oh, who liked my stuff, who commented on my stuff, who gave me a notification, you are now at the top of their importance. And when you go to a live video shortly thereafter, you dramatically increase your live viewership when you do that. And like Marci said, after, especially when they like, comment, or more importantly, share. When they share your video, thank them so much for the sharing, because that literally takes it to a whole other level of reachability.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing you really want to focus on too is spending more time with the people that are your prospects and not other LifeVantage distributors, because other distributors will also see your videos and make comments. It's great to recognize them, but don't spend a lot of time commenting and interacting with them. Okay, we want to use our time wisely with this tool. So this is how you're really going to continue maximizing your audience. You want to go for that replay viewer. So as you're doing your live video, you want to be making comments throughout it and engaging your audience. First of all, you want to be asking them questions. You want to say, hey, if this is the first time you've ever watched me, please, just type new down in the comment section, because I'd love to come back and start a conversation with you. Or if you've seen me before, put your city and state where you're watching in from. I'd love to know where I'm reaching, and I'd love to start, a conversation. So good to engage with your audience and really go for the replay. As you're putting the nuggets out there, as you're adding your value, you want to just put it out there. Be bold and say, hey, you know what, if you're getting any value from this right now, and if you know anybody, even if it's just one person that's part of your Facebook friends list that could get value from this video that you're watching right now, please consider sharing it forward. You can even say sharing's caring. You can be silly. It's okay. And if you share it, please put in the comment section that you shared it, because I want to come back. I want to give you a shout out and thank you personally, okay? Shares are going to be a big part of the replays of your video, and it's where new eyes are going to start seeing how amazing that you are.
Yeah, and engage people. When you're talking about whatever you're talking about on your live video, you can engage people. Say, if you've ever experienced something like this, give me a thumbs up emoji in the comments below. You want to engage your audience. And if you like this morning, it'll be a little transparent here. When I'm putting my shorts on this morning, I put my right leg in, and then I accidentally put my left leg in the same hole and fell over in my closet. And that was instantly a live video topic. So it's like, if you've ever put both feet by accident into your shorts and fallen over, give me a thumbs up. Or if you've never, give me a thumbs down or a smelly nose or whatever. You want to be funny about it and capitalize in making fun of yourself. Be vulnerable, be realistic, and be authentic, and you're going to dramatically increase your engagement audience, your sharing, your likes, your comments, and ultimately your exposure, because this is all about attraction marketing in the first place. So be creative and be fun and be engaging.
Seriously. And now that we're at the end of unit number 3, using live Facebook video, we want to challenge you. Okay? We want you to plan and do a live Facebook video in the next 24 hours. And we want you to tag us in it so that we can go and we can watch you, we can praise you, and we can promote you because you deserve it.
We can share it.
It's what team does, right? All right, guys, thanks so much for watching this live video.
Look out for Unit 4.
Attraction marketing.